Growing up, I was in the hood, but my mind was not in the hood. So I always knew that, like, I was different. And I didn't know I would even be a photographer or a director or whatever. I didn't know. I just knew that my friend just brought me a camera and then I'm just taking pictures because I'm at home. I'm not working. I'm just out with my friends mostly. So, nothing. I didn't even have a laptop. I was editing through my phone.
What kind of mistakes did you make?
Oh, so many in terms of business ways. And because the pictures felt different, it didn't now feel like a picture that would be in a magazine. Now it felt like a picture that I feel like, this could be something I could hang in a home. This could be something that a collector could take.
You have such a hustler's mentality and you're always on go mode. So what does success look like for you?
More things. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a real life scent that is sent from us from not just from heaven, but from the Gold Coast of the beautiful place called Ghana. I have a film director, a creative producer, a man that has worked with so many brands that, in fact, we're running out of brands, my guy. He's worked with so many brands, worked with so many celebrities, including my girl Tems. Hi, Tems. If you're watching this, thank you for setting this up. But I'm bringing a man that's proud to be African and believes that Africans should show their talents in everything they do. He works in media and is making sure that there is fairness in the creative process. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one and only Christian Scent.
Nah, thank you. That was a crazy.
Don't worry. We practice this thing.
That was a dope.
How you doing, sir? How's
everything
going? Everything going well? You're looking good.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Big shout out to your stylist. Whoever she is. Big shout out to your stylist. We like it.
Most definitely.
Have a quick cheers, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
As always, people. Say you have to drink first. As always, people, production in the house, BK Creative.
We're in the house.
And of course, your one and only host, now and forever, MC Sabi Boy.
More things.
So we're good to go. So Christian, this podcast is very simple. It's all about understanding your footsteps, how you became what you are, where you're going to. But we usually started with the same question. Korak means footsteps, and every footstep describes the journey that you're going on.
Right.
For you, you are in a market that growing up in the western part of Africa, a lot of people didn't dream of being what they are in terms of being what you are, for example. You had the stereotypes of, Africa being that survival mindset, be an engineer, footballer, all that.
Yeah.
But for you, what was that first step you took that is taking you to where you are now?
I mean, first step, first and foremost, I come from a small place called Zaragoza in Accra. It's like... if you see the way computer villages, you've been to Nigeria, like the way computer villages is like very rural and very like slummy, like slum, like, houses and all that. That's how Zaragoza is. So I grew up from like a very, rural background where like there wasn't really much in the neighborhood.
Okay.
But the only thing was that opposite the neighborhood, there's this fresh neighborhood called Rema Ridge. So all the time when I'm going to school, I pass by that neighborhood. So I see like people in that neighborhood and like, you see their kids going to school in cars and all of that. And we are at the other side. It's right opposite. It's just me.
It was almost as if they were teasing you. You can't touch this.
Pretty much.
Teasing you.
Pretty much, because even when we were done with school, we used to pass through that neighborhood to get to our hood. So it's like growing up, I was in the hood, but my mind was not in the hood. So I always knew that, like, I was different because being in that situation, being in a community where there's so much going on. There is drinking, there is, there is drugs, there is like, there is poverty and all of that. But then being there, my brain wasn't there because I always seen, every time when I go to school, I always seen the other part of it, like the opposite, like, living, which is right just opposite the neighborhood. So for me, it's like I was living there, but I was different. I always knew that, okay, fine, like how can I be different? So even my choice of friends in school was like different because it was just that I just knew that it's either I become the people who are around me, or it's either like I choose to become like the opposite.
So apart from the neighborhood across the street, which is good in terms of, because a lot of people you can't believe in something you can't see.
Of course,
that's what some people believe in. But you seem to already have that exposure. So apart from that exposure with the Robert on the other side of the street that was had better socks and was going to school in cars.
Clean.
It was clean socks. Apart from that guy, what else were you exposed to? How did you actually know that okay, I'm in this side of the road, but my mind is somewhere else. So apart from those guys across the street, what gave you that exposure that you believe that I'm going to be something way better than what is happening now?
It was my dad. Rest in peace to him. He always said to us that because he was an artist too as well, but just that he worked with leather. He was a leather man, so he always worked with, like, he could do anything with leather. So he was the one that always, like, told us that, hey, like, you know, whatever thing you want to do, you just need to make sure that it's different from what we're doing, and also exposing different kind of things to us. Like, when I was young, I wanted to become a pilot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still young, so I could still go. But then I mean, I can.
It depends on the airline, but yeah.
No,
I'll give you that one.
Airline.
I'll give you that one.
I mean, for a pilot, you could become a pilot, not just from.
You
the
are
airline.
more likely to become an astronaut than a pilot. I can guarantee you right there.
I understand.
I can guarantee you right there.
No,
But yeah, so you wanted to be a pilot.
No, I wanted to, yeah.
Okay.
And it was all because of my dad, because of what he did and because of the struggles that he came through. He always wanted us to be different. Like, he always wanted us to, like, it was one of those things. I have 3 different siblings, and, like, he has always said to us, like, you don't have to become what the neighborhood is. And that's what that was what I was talking about previously, where like, with what you're seeing, you got, like, there is more to dream. Like, if I put it that way, it's like, he was telling us that you don't have to be, like, you don't have to limit your mind to what is around. So he always, like, even for news and, like, television, like, I mean, the television, the kind of things we watch when we come back from school, the kind of books he makes us look, the magazines, you know what I mean? It was really different, even though
So he was
felt
pretty
like,
much preparing you for life beyond what you were at now.
exactly, because he knew where we were in the neighborhood, and he knew what it could lead us to if we were highly influenced. So it's like you living in a very slummy area, but your brain is, like, not there. You're living in a different world. So it's like everything is just noise, but you're living in it. And that was my dad, like.
So when you were, obviously as you were getting older, how did you start formulating, you obviously wanted to fly. So how did you start formulating that plan to fly out of that neighborhood?
Well, I just had to, first and foremost, like, my older brother was in school. I was in school too as well. I have a twin sis, and I have a kid sister. And, like, we just knew that we had to find a way to get out of this place because, you know, it was too much. My dad too had passed, and then I was in school and then I had to stop school, drop out from school, and then just start working on something. Like, I was like, okay, fine, I might as well just get a job and then just do.
How old were you at this time?
Oh, I was like 16, 17, maybe. Yeah, I was in high school then, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I would want to really finish. So I told my twin sister to just continue, and then my elder brother was already trying to get, like, he was in uni, so he was doing his thing. I was like, okay, fine, you know what? I would just try as much as possible to just, you know, work and then get some money out. But then, like, I don't have no certification out there because I wasn't done. So it's like, how do I, you know, turn things around? And it's just that I don't know it's because I'm a Leo, but it's just because for me, I've always had that leadership, like, gene in me. Like, I always want to make things right.
I wish,
in between people.
I wish I could. So the only thing I know about star signs is that I'm a virgin. Sorry, Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, what's the start? But the sign for Virgo is like a virgin. Some nice chick, yeah. But I am a virgin too, in case you're wondering. Yeah, in case you're wondering. But so with Leos, are they supposed to be like leaders?
Yeah,
so
Leos are lions. So, I mean, in the jungle, you understand what it is. Like, you understand what it becomes.
King of
like,
the jungle.
Yeah, it's like you have more leadership, like, traits, and, like, you're more, like, authoritative, if I'll say. And then it's more like that, and we care so much. So it's like, for me, seeing my mom, like, struggle since my dad, like, passed. We were 4 kids trying to make it out of the hood in any way we can. And it's like, for me growing up to understand that, I just wanted to do something. And then that is when, you know, one of my friends in school, like, I think her mom, his mom was from the UK. And then I think, you know, sent him a camera, and then I don't know, because he was in school, he brought the camera to me. Yeah. So I was at home and I was just trying it out with friends. Sometimes I'll go for, like, you know, school parties, even though I wasn't in school, but I mean, they'll call me. So, and way back too, I was popular in high school at then. So, because I was more into this community, group, teen stuff. And then I was just using my friends as models, taking pictures of them. And then my friend came back from school and then got the camera off me. And I was like, nah, I really like this. Like, this is something that I feel like, I don't know.
It's funny. So when people start with cameras, it's funny how everybody here can hold the phone and take the same picture and it all look very different. And me personally, I blame the phone or the camera. But how do you start creating that that different eye that everybody else has or doesn't have? Because if you take, with what you do, I can guarantee you add like 5 or 6 more pixels to my lifestyle. You take a picture of me. But if I take a picture of you, it'll be terrible.
It'll be different.
So how do you, when you saw the camera, was it like one of those wow moments, like this is what I want to do?
Personally, it was just struggle, bro. Like, it was just like, I have to do something. Like, for me, when I look at it, first I had fun with it because I was like, I didn't have no experience in photography. And I didn't know I would even be a photographer or a director or whatever. I didn't know. I just knew that my friend just brought me a camera and then I'm just taking pictures because I'm at home. I'm not working. I'm just out with my friends mostly. So it was fun. It was something that I could just do in the meantime.
So you didn't get paid for this at all?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. I didn't even have a laptop. I was editing through my phone. I used to have this Samsung Galaxy at then, and then I used to, download PixArt, and then I'll take pictures, and then I would send it to my phone, and then I'll use PixArt to just edit it. It was nothing. I didn't know it would be something until when I started taking pictures, and I think I posted it on Facebook, and then Facebook was like a thing, and then my friends were like, yo, this is really nice, I think you should come. And then they started saying, oh, you should, like, there's a party going on, like, we should go and take pictures. And that was how it started, literally. Like, it was just
What were you doing in terms of surviving for money?
My mom was the one that was supporting because I was still not working. And then nobody would hire you in Ghana at that time because it's like, you don't have a proper certification. Like, what do you want to do? And I didn't also understand what was like working for yourself. So I was like, okay, my mom was supporting, always insulting me because like.
Oh no, see that is the way of passage in an African household.
Yeah, you already understand.
The amount of things that my parents have told me. In fact, I think just for the fun of it, when I have kids, I'm just going to tell them.
Yeah.
I need to probably traumatize their life, but because my mom told me I was her ugliest child.
Wow.
That's wild. Which is. And I said, oh, but I came from you, though. So, and she was like, no, you came through me. There's a difference. So we still have that conversation.
That's
I like
wild.
it. I like it. So imagine telling a child today that.
Yeah. My mom. No, but my mom, like, I feel like she also got tired because I feel like even us, we even get tired. Like, and it's just growing up growing up is when I got to understand that, like, you even get tired. Like, sometimes even you with people, or even with you with like people you love, sometimes you get tired. And I could tell that she didn't like the fact that I came back home when I was in school. But I also said that, but you can also pay for my fees because my dad had passed. And for me, I felt like she had a lot of pressure. But she was also like, no, I can do whatever thing I can. But I'm like, no, I think you can take off the 3 and then I could just step away.
So what we're establishing here is that you're very, very stubborn.
I mean, I was.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're just establishing.
And it's just, and also too, it's just that I feel like when I see someone struggle, I don't know. It's just something about me. It's just that if it involves me, I would rather subtract myself out of it. Find a way to just so that you could deal with what you're dealing with already. So then I don't be part of it. But I was young at then. I didn't understand. Yeah. But for me, I was like, nah. I wanted to just come back home.
So you elevated in terms of. Clearly, you had the talent for capturing images. And it was looking really good. People like it on Facebook.
Oh, I did a lot of things. It was like, we did events, we did funerals. Yo, it was crazy. I was just trying to find my way. I didn't even understand what professional photography was. It was just like taking pictures. They would call me for weddings, a friend, and I'll go assist in a different town. And I think I've shot like 2 funerals. And I was like, what? Like, is this what photography is? And I'm like, I'm from the struggle. Like, Ghana is different. Like, where I was and where I came from was different. Like, it wasn't as nice as like this whole new thing is.
Not as nice as Dirty December.
Oh, not even close to it.
Not even
like
close
this
to
is
it.
like real struggle. So for me, it was like, damn, like, is this what photography is? Like, is this what all the people that I know buying heavy equipment, is this the kind of work they're doing? And I was like, nah, I don't think so. I need to. So that is when I started reading more. So what I was reading more is now I was using my phone, my internet more, like understanding like the fields in photography, like, you know, not just there. I got to understand there is like event photography, there is fashion, there is this, there is that. I never knew. I thought all was
You thought
like
just
all it was the same.
If you could take a picture, you could probably take any of these.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
one
I
of them
didn't know it
situations.
was like there was a field and there was like kinds. So when I started learning a little bit, just because my friends too were like asking, there was a lot of demands, like because of the events and all that, but I didn't like it. I felt like every time I take pictures of someone, I like the close up more.
Yeah.
I like, you know, and also too, because of my dad, like I like magazines. So for me, it was like, nah, even if I take pictures, it's like stylized, it's different. It's not like a normal picture that I would take.
Yeah.
So that is when I started, you know, I went on YouTube and started learning about the you know, the niche, the market niche and all that in photography. And I was like, oh, okay, so that means what I've been doing is because I like more portraits.
Yeah.
So that means that I would have to like look, you know, more into fashion. And I like fashion too. So I was like,
Oh, we know.
oh.
We definitely know you like.
So we
fashion.
know.
We know. We
So
definitely know.
so for me, it was like, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can focus on more on that and then just like build from there. And that is when I started going for like fashion events in Ghana, fashion shows, being backstage, running here, taking pictures of models.
So at this point,
then-
did you start? So you obviously had to start traveling and moving around and getting a bit
just
more
in
of
Accra.
Get a bit more exposure and all
Yeah,
that.
I was already, mind you, like I said from the jump, I was popular in high school.
Yeah.
Very, very popular in high school because we had Facebook at that time, and I was really like up. It was easy for like,
What were you popular for? So I'll give you a typical example is I think I was popular, but mine was because I played football and
Okay.
I MC'd and spoke on stage and all that stuff. Class clown, pretty much. So I was one of those, I used to hang with the cool kids and hang with the not so cool kids.
yeah,
When I think about it now, I prefer the not so cool kids. They
Yeah.
had more to talk about
Yeah.
other than girls and different
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I understand.
Yeah. And I wasn't quite good with the girls, so yeah.
Now, for-
Anyway, sorry, I'm going back. Anyway, as I was saying. So in that, what were you popular for?
I
Sports,
was
fashion?
no, it was just swag. Like it was just
swag. I like it.
no, it
I
was
like
just swag. Like in school, like we were those boys that like your mom would tell you not to follow us. Not saying I was bad, but I'm saying like I was like, nah, you know what I mean? It was like that.
Okay.
Like you get to high school and it's like everybody would want to like talk about us because we're a group of boys and
Popular kids, the cool
Yeah.
kids, as they
it
say.
was like, yeah, we're like the coolest kids. Like, you know what I mean? We're called the dope kids way back in high school. It was great. It was everywhere. We did parties. We had parties in high schools. Whenever there is like intercontinental games, like we have parties, after parties and all that. Like that was what we're doing. So everybody knew me out. Like,
So that popularity
yeah.
actually propelled when you
Yes.
decided to start. So because
Exactly.
people wanted you to do more
Yes,
stuff,
because when
yeah.
we post on Facebook at that time, like we'll get like 5,000 likes, we'll get like 2,000 likes. It was just easy because people like the kids, like I mean the teenagers at that time, we were teenagers too. Like at that time, that era at that time was that easy for them to like know what we were doing. So for me, I used that as a medium to like share photography instead of like because after school. When I went to senior high school, I was in year 1, and like at that time, like it was crazy in high school because the year 3s and the year 4s they knew who I was. So that was even part of why I even left school because it was a lot of pressure. The seniors were punishing me so much because they were like, nah, like who is this guy? You know what I mean? I learned you're popular in school. Like I learned you're popular.
I mean,
So-
the question has to come out.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
mean-
for another guy to just come and punch you for no reason, it would probably
Oh.
mean you are quite good with the ladies.
Oh, I mean, I have a queen now, so I'm
No,
good.
of course. There's one queen.
Yeah, of course.
Many-
Click, 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 click. He said, "I have a queen now." not a
No,
wife.
no.
Queen now.
Shout out to the queen. Shout out to the queen. Just in case she didn't hear it.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like I had a lot of like punishment in school. In school, oh man, it was bad because when I was in year 1, like I had year 3s, like I was dating someone in year 3 when I was in year 1, and this is like my second time in school. This is like crazy. The seniors, they didn't forgive me. They knew that and also too, they knew that I was doing things on Facebook. So it was easy for them to hate on me. So it was like few friends that I had who were seniors, and they were like, nah, I would have to become. I don't know if you know school fathers.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
yeah. So
I had a few. How did you think I got away from a lot of rubbish?
So I had like school fathers, but this one he was dope because this one he understood. Like he knew fashion. I even met him, like even when I came here in London, like I met him and I was like, yo, like you used to remember way back in school, like he used to save me because without him, I'm not sure I would even like survive in that
I like
school.
it how this roadmap is nice. Stubborn, dope, fashion, dating older ladies, and then being protected at this point. So how did you decide to? Because the way you have been doing it now, even without knowing at the time, you were like honing your craft in terms of you are taking pictures, you're getting better, your interest got bigger.
Yeah.
The popularity helped you. When did you now decide? You know what? I can actually do this as a profession.
Yeah.
When did that decision come into you?
Oh, it came when like I think I made my first $100 maybe. And I was like, damn.
At the time, that exchange rate was
I
good.
was like, damn, this was my first year, my first second year. I was like, wow.
And what event was this?
Oh, we're in 2025 now, right? So I think that was like maybe 2017, 2016, 2015, thereabout. That year, from then I was like, wow, damn. I told my mom, I got paid. It was an event actually at this hotel, and I was like, damn, like I got paid. I didn't really do much, and then I had to come back and edit the pictures. But then Instagram had like being fresh. Like now when everyone was moving from Facebook to Instagram, so I was like, damn, like I was now connecting people from there, talking to people, going into DMs. So I had like, people from there. I was doing events now. But then when I got paid that $100, like I was like, but that guy came to get his camera back again, and then I remember that day I held onto the camera so bad. I was like, nah, I want to do this, and my elder brother was like, yo, just let it go, because the guy like had to because the guy knew that I was taking more photos and it was out there, and then like he saw that like I was eager to to do more. He came back and, this guy just took the camera off me. And that day, I remember I cried. I was like, damn. My brother was like, yo, but just save money and buy a new one. Or maybe rent for now. And I remember I was so pained. And my brother helped me get like a rental place. So every time that I get a gig, I would just like rent, and like I would just go take the photos and then come back. And then I didn't have a laptop, so my brother gave me his laptop, and then I had to download. Like I had a friend called Tobias, like he would come and install Photoshop for me, and then I'll learn, and he would be sending me tutorials, and then I'll be learning. And then I was okay, fine. Then you know what? Since I'm new to Instagram, let me just start DMing models that I would want to be working, or friends who know models. So I'll go to the models and I'll go through their mutual friends, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know this guy. I call him like, yo, you see this girl, you see this guy that I would like to, like, and I'll go for fashion shows. I'll go to backstages to go like get numbers and all that. Like, oh, I want to shoot you. And then because I don't have money, we'll go to the beach. And
of course. That scenery makes sense.
We'll go to the beach. We'll go to the beach, and then, we'll just take pictures, and it was just easy. But then the more I was posting on Facebook and Instagram at that time, I didn't know at that time that my style was now coming out, because now people now got to know the kind of style, and then I started doing more fashion stuff.
So when you say style, is it somebody who see a picture and they know it's been taken by you?
Yes, they know that it was me.
How would you describe that style?
Then we used to use more watermarks. So watermarks. Then what I was using at then was called Dreamville photography. Okay. And then I'll have it in the corner, the right corner of the picture, and it was, I don't know, I think the pictures were like a bit stylized. It was different. It was just something. It was different. I was imitating so many photographers, like like in the UK, in the US, that I'll look at them on Instagram and YouTube.
That's actually a good point. So in terms of when it comes to like photography as a profession,
Yeah.
so if you want to play football, you would, you look at the Abedi Pelés and Stephen Appiah's,
Yeah.
those kind of guys. If you already have somebody you're looking
Yeah.
at or motivating you with photography, did you actually have people that inspired you?
Yeah, starting up. Yeah, coming up, I had so many. I had there's this guy called Gunna Style. He was shooting for like, because I also like music too. I don't rap, I don't sing, but I love music. Like everything I do is music. Like
You don't
music.
rap, sing, even in the shower?
I don't rap, I don't sing.
Oh, okay. Just I sing in the shower.
I just like to make the music play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
what's your favorite thing you're listening to now?
Oh.
Oh,
Is that easy? No, for foreign music is this guy called Arjun. Like it's because of where I am right now in my life. I feel like I don't need more gangster music. I like more like slow music that talks about entrepreneurship. It talks about like ownership.
Music talking about entrepreneurship. What's this, like a business song?
Well, I need to put you on that then.
Oh, please, you do. I mean,
because and also it's just because of where I am in my life. Like I feel like I need that advice. I need that ownership. Because I listen to music every day. Because that music makes me, and what we consume makes us. So for me, it's like I need music that talks about business, talks about money, how to get money, how to be slow, how to be steady, how to be articulate. Like that's the kind of, so I look for those artists and I listen to them instead because I love music. I'm not gonna lie, I really love music. So back in the time, like, so what was I even talking about?
So your watermark and people that inspire you.
Yeah, so people instead. So there is Gunna Style that used to work with ASAP Rocky and all this hip hop artists. It's called Gunna Style. He's in Atlanta, and then I had like a few people but I think he was like prime person that was really looking at his stuff, and at that time it was really rare because in Ghana like people were really used to digital stuff, but for me I was like, nah, I want to be different. Like I want my pictures to feel different. So because I didn't have a laptop, I had Visco, and I was whenever I take pictures, like the flash, I turn it to the other side. So instead of mostly the flash to be like facing the ceiling, so that you get like a clear picture. For me, I didn't want that. I wanted it to look like more like a film photo. So when you look at the photo, it looks like
you think it's like taken from a
harsh
screen.
flash. Yeah, that was what I was using. That was a strategy. So because that was what the Ghana guy was doing. So for me, when I did that, took those pictures, brought it to Visco, and then edited it, and then I take it to PixArt to put the filter on it. So the filter, they had some free film filters, so it felt like film. So everyone was asking me like, "You use film cameras?" Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh no, I have my own way of doing things."
You know when you know when you've made it, you go, how do you like? Nah, it's alright, bro.
Is it right?
Yeah.
So cool. No, but at that time, that was how I was, and I felt like that was what blew me off. That was what really blew me off, like in Ghana, like really blew me out, like in Ghana. Like I feel like because it was
very different.
It was different. Everyone was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I remember because I love fashion, I was trying to. I did styling at some point in my life, and then that was when I met Sarkodie.
My guy.
Yeah, I met Sarkodie. Like
Sarkodie, I mean, shout out to that guy. I'll tell you why that guy is so different. So I did uni in Ghana. So I pretty much spent like 7 years in Ghana. So the music, the culture, everything, you get into that into that kind of lifestyle. But Sarkodie doesn't rap in English. But it's funny how he doesn't rap in English, but you find yourself singing his song word for word.
Yeah.
One of them moments that you look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And then you're going word for word. But that guy, and he has just stayed, in my opinion. I think he's just happy at the level that he's in.
Yeah, he's really happy.
Because Sarkodie should, at this point, be able to sell out like O2.
Yeah, he's big.
Probably doesn't want it.
Yeah, he probably does. Yeah. But he's like, so he was the one that, like, his manager reached out to me because I was on the production. Because I was trying to shoot more models, I ended up in like shooting music videos, like behind the scenes.
And this is photography.
Photography only. Like that's what I'm doing.
But at this point, you've definitely gone from $100 to at least.
Oh no, I was still around there. Even then, mostly free because I wanted to build my network. So I was texting directors. I'm like, oh, if you have a music video, I want to come and take behind the scenes because I loved music. So I loved music photography, like working with artists, music artists. So I would go them and I was like, nah, but you know what? I can actually use photography to get here, but also can use styling. So I did some styling assistant with this friend of mine, and then I used that experience to like. So some will call me for photography, some will call me for styling.
Yeah.
And then that was when Sarkodie's manager reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? I heard of you that we're doing this thing, we're doing this shoot, and would want you to come style him." And I said, "Okay, cool." And I went. So when I went, I styled him, and then that was it.
What music video was this?
It was this music video. I think he was like featuring someone. At that time, it was very. But I made sure that I was taking. But I made sure that I was taking. Like I made my friend take pictures whilst I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I took pictures of it. The next day I posted it, and it was like, yo, everyone on Facebook and Instagram were like, yo, you working with Sarkodie now? And now that was my leverage. But now this is the thing. When I was in Zaragoza, this is what we used to do. I used to do like some mason jobs when I was back, like when I was in Zaragoza, because my mom, we had to survive. So we're doing some, me and my brother, and this is what we did. And this is what I learned, and then to this day I apply it in whatever I do. When I was working there as a laborer, it wasn't even like in the mission though, but I was a laborer with my brother, my elder brother. What we're doing is that when we work here, and we're with the foreman, the moment we finish the work, right, we try and get another job around the same vicinity. What we're trying to do was we wanted the foreman to pay us more, but we wanted him to understand how valuable we are.
So in other words, if you don't pay me, it is a job.
Yeah. So,
just around the corner.
But then while we were doing that, we also make sure that he knows, like he sees that we're doing it. So
yeah.
What we're doing is we're hopping on different jobs in the vicinity. So me and my brother would like do this labor job with him, and then like would go do something else, like would probably go sell some stuff, and then he would see us selling, and then like, the next day he'll call us and we'll say we're not coming, we're busy. You know what I mean? And even with that person that we're selling for, would do something else. Like we've done I've sold so many things in my life, to like hair, oils, and all of that. I've done all of that. Like I've sold stuff.
This guy, so you got puts the H on hustle.
It's just things that we just did.
Hustle.
But what I learned in it was that to photography, when I did that thing with Sarkodie, I knew that, oh, damn, this is leverage. This is a big one. Because at that time I was doing underground artists. It was easy, and everyone would pay me $100 like equivalent. It was, you know what I mean? It was good, but then it was easy. And for me, I was like, oh, damn, now I know what I could use this for. So with the Sarkodie thing came, I was now in contact with Sarkodie's management, but not him. So I was like, okay, fine. Now this guy follows me on Instagram, which is the manager. I said, okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I use that leverage to work with more Ghanaian artists that Sarkodie respects. So that was like the model I was using. So I'd work with people in, like, I'll work with Kim Promise, I'll work with this, I'll work with that. I'll work with Kim Promise, and Kim Promise too. After working with Kim Promise, I'll work with somebody else. So it's like they see that you're busy, like, and that is the mindset, like that is like the model I used. And working through that, it was obviously I was making money. I was like, now I was like taking it serious more, had my own equipment, got my own laptop, got my own camera, lens, whatever. And now I'm like, okay, fine. Now I'm connected to all the artists. So now in Ghana, the artists there is like, they know
who you going to call.
Yeah, it's easy like that. But because if I feel like, because that to that time, like most of my guys there, like were stuck with artists. Like, artists, when they start working with artists, like they stuck with that artist, which is fine though. But for me, I had a different plan. Like I wanted to like always move. I always wanted to like do something fresh. Like I wanted like a whole new environment all the time. Because
you've always dreamt big from what you said.
Exactly.
And, you've always wanted to go forward.
Exactly.
So now Sarkodie's shoot propelled you into
yes
what everybody believed. Okay.
Yes.
And your style of photography was different.
Yes.
So I mean, if you and Sarkodie are friends now, just
we're
tell him about so he can.
We're family. We're family. Sarkodie, we're family.
We'll get him what does he drink?
That's
What does he
fine.
drink?
When he's in London, most definitely. Why
All
not?
right, cool.
I'll
You heard it live, people.
Oh no.
Sarkodie, I
most
hope you heard it
definitely.
too.
No, most definitely. No. Sarkodie is for me. What is even impacting more is some people can stay as clients and that's it for life, and some people can stay as family. Like Sarkodie has been one of the people that I have built my career with, and it has like worked for me, even with where I am right now. Like when I worked with him, after I worked with him, I did so many things. I done Davido, like I done like different labels. I've done Atlantic, I've done Colombia, I've done, you know what I mean? And he sees it too, and that's what I'm talking about. When he sees it, he knows his value. He knows that, oh damn, like this guy is really like, he didn't just be under my comp, but but anytime he calls
took
me,
the opportunity. and
anytime he
blew
calls
it
me,
up.
like I'm there. Like he was at my wedding. Like he came, he performed at my wedding. Like he's
Why did we know send before his wedding, please? I don't know.
Mutual
why are we
parties,
getting like the back end of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
whole
yeah.
story? Why do we know? By now, I'll probably have been in that video.
You'd be
Or
probably would
the
have seen it in
Sarkodie's
that
video. I
right?
could just see it. Push out all those video girls. No, go away.
Go away. It's you.
I will even be sexy if you want. I'll be like,
Yeah.
you want.
I know,
sneak
right?
things.
No,
I like it.
most definitely. Like he is one of those ones, and he knows that, and I know that, and that's the most important thing. It's just about. He has always even said it, like it's all about growing, and for me, I always had that hustle from Zaragoza. So for me, I applied it in wherever I happen to be at, and him doing whatever thing he did just made me pivot, like made me get here and then get up there, and then basically using that mentality to always like strive for
So-
like greatness.
So with you clearly haven't lost the hustle spirit, and this comes with something that a lot of people lose as they get bigger. However, you seem like you're trying to grow. How
Yeah.
did you go from, so now that the photography thing was booming,
Yeah.
how did you now go from there to film directing?
So
'Cause I'm assuming, once again, the hustle spirit, you're looking for the next
I'm
thing. You're
always looking for the next and always. And from being a stylist, from being a photographer to a stylist to coming back to photography, and then I've done like fashion, obviously worked with fashion designers, and then I've done music arts. I've done Sarkodie, I've done Kim Promise, and then I've done Davido, I've done Skepta, I've done Rema, I've done like, at that time, there are too many things, so it's like, it's so much value. But for me, I always liked motion picture. I always loved it. And for me, I was like, I'm always waiting for the right time. So before then, after photography, I was like, okay, fine. What I'll do is I'd rather go into producing. So I was producing for like music video shoots. Like if people need this, I'll just get it for them. If some of my friends from like the UK or US, they need, I'll just get it for them. And then I was looking at the whole experience. But for me, I was just like taking my time, because when you start working with labels, like you learn a lot, but you also get to understand. I made mistakes, don't get me wrong. So many mistakes because it's still self-taught. Even the business part is still self-taught.
What kind of mistakes did you make?
Oh, so many in terms of business ways. Like I've had so much business like mistakes where, even like an example with like working with a label and not checking your emails, and not replying to, understanding the basic of things, like even to a level of even understanding what licensing means. All these things I didn't know. I was just doing it because it felt nice. But, it got to a time when I had to like be like, nah, I'm getting this all wrong. And that's where I went back to
Do you
YouTube
have a
University.
team around you? So the bigger you have gotten, do you have people? So your hustle and your profession has been in the way that you've always been the guy to go and do stuff for people.
Yeah.
So as you started getting bigger, did you start building a team around you of people to help?
Well, starting up, it was just me, always been me. And when I started getting a little bigger and started working with labels, and I made those kind of mistakes that I mentioned, that was when I was like, okay, fine. I need people around me now. And how do I get these people? So I started getting interns. I started getting people who knew more than I do in terms of the business, of understanding. I had lawyer friends who would tell me, who would send me contracts and NDAs, what it looked like, who would send me this and that to read over. And when I started doing deals, like I would send it to my lawyer friends. I didn't have the money to pay lawyers, but I had some lawyer friends though. So I'll send it to them, and then they would review these contracts and tell me, oh, Chris, no, I don't think you should do this. This is what this means. This is what this word means. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I would now start making invoices, and it was a little bit different. And then I created my own production company, and that is when things became more serious. So I had my own production company called New Sane Corporation in Ghana, where I created that when I left Dubai. So I was in Dubai for probably 2 years. I was living there because I was working for this fintech company, and then from there I was doing my own stuff. So when I came back to Ghana, I was like, okay, fine, this is the time that I need to create a production. Just because when I was in Dubai, I did something for Sarkodie whilst I was there. I was able to pull it off 2 different projects, and I was like, okay, cool, it makes sense. I'll be able to now do things. And then I was like, okay, fine, if I want to do this as a production company, it needs to come correct. So I started outsourcing people. So if I need to do any project, I can outsource. And because I was a producer after the photography, it was easy for me to get certain kind of right people who knew more than I did. I'll meet people in networking events, and I'll talk to them, and then I knew what they do. And then
so who was that one? Sarkodie pretty much blew the door open in terms of photography. So in terms of the film directing, what was that? Was there a moment as well?
Film directing, I'd say film directing. I'd say Roc Nation, Trapstar. I'd say they are the ones that made. Because for them, I was doing a lot. I already done Tems. I've done Atlantic Records. I've done billboards in London. I've done a lot of work. So now it's the opportunity came. I remember at the time I was in Ghana at then, and they were coming to Ghana for one of the founders for Trapstar is Ghanaian. I never knew. So I was they were coming to Ghana for the funeral of one of the dad that passed away. So we came to Ghana, and then they called me. So a friend of mine called me. I was like, yo, Eddie. He called me, and he was like, hey, what's up, bro? What you doing? I said, yeah, I'm good. I was like, oh, bro, I got the team coming down, but they want to do something. I was like, do what? They said they want to do some vlog stuff. They said vlog. And I'm like, vlog? How? They said, oh, they just want to, it was minimal. It was a minimal project. The way they mentioned it, I was like, okay, cool, bro, tap me in with them. Don't worry. So I tapped in with them, and then they told me that they don't have a story, but one of the founders is from Ghana, and it was also close to Independence Day. So I was like, they were coming for just the funeral and then go back. They were coming on a Sunday and leaving on Wednesday. I'm like, what? And this was on Friday. So I'm like, bro, you're telling me this, bro, how do we pull it off? And they were like, bro, these guys move militant, so I should go check their page out. I went to check their page, and bro, the things I seen on the page, the visuals there, this was next level stuff. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that I couldn't, but the time.
Short notice.
I'm like, yo, the kind of things I'm looking at on their page, bro, is next level Hollywood stuff. So I was like, damn, how do we pull this off? So they were they didn't have a story, but they're coming down. So whatever it is, the guy locked me in with them. I said, okay, cool. So I jumped in with the creative director, and I was talking to them, and I was like, yo, bro, what you guys want to really do? He was like, bro, I don't know. We just want to do something out there. I was like, okay, cool. I want to talk to, obviously, the one from Ghana, right? And, yo, he's busy. This Mikey Trapstar, he's really busy. This is a boss. He's too busy. So for me, I was like, okay, fine. Talking to this creative director, I'm like, okay, bro, how do we do this? And then he was like, he's from Ghana. The last time he was in Ghana was this time, But also too, we're trying to launch a Ghana collection for Independence Day, but with Trapstar. This is the first time. When I go to their page and I check the visuals there, I don't know, I just felt a little bit shaky, because I'm like, bro, that means that I need to be able to match up with what's there, because what's there is next level. Bro, they're doing things with Lil Meech. They're doing things with big production. They're doing big things. So I'm like, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, you know what, bro? Just give me a few days. I'll get back to you. And then this was Friday. So on Sunday they're flying into Ghana. So Saturday night, like 12 a.m., I was like, bro, I texted him and I'm like, bro, okay, you know what? I want to do it, but I have a story. Would he want to do it? I said, okay, they're flying in on Sunday. He wasn't in Ghana then. They're flying in on Sunday. You can meet them on Monday and then pitch the idea to them. But when you pitch it and they love it, you need to shoot it before you leave.
Yeah.
They're leaving on Wednesday night. I'm like, bro, this whole thing is...
At this point, you had never shot anything.
At this point, I've done a lot of producing. I've done a lot of producing. I know the ways, the ins and outs.
Okay.
I already have short films that are not even out yet. But
Okay.
I already knew, but it's just the timing. Like, the timing was
everything
just...
was just coming in. At the same
Yeah, I'm
time.
like, bro, this is... But they were like, no, you know what? Pitch it. So I went, I met them on Monday. I remember when it came, these guys, I don't know, but these guys are big. Like,
They were
know.
big, but they
Nah.
didn't know they
No.
were coming to meet Big Saint.
That's a big one.
That's the part of the movie right there. That's the part. I just auditioned. People have no idea. So they came down.
So they came down. I met them. I remember Small God. Big shout out to him. They came down and then, we had a meeting with them. I had a meeting with them and I told them about the idea. I already drafted, my treatment and everything, what I wanted to do. I told them, like, this is the idea I'm trying to sell. I know you guys want to drop it on Independence Day, before Independence Day. So this is the idea. What you guys think? And they were like, yeah, we love you. Can you do it before we leave? I said, well, let's give it a shot. And then my team, like, big thanks to my team. Like, they went crazy with it. I called them, I told them, yo, we have this, we need to do it. And also too, because they're big, they don't move like they don't move small, they move big. So it's either you're doing it or not. So they told me, I said, okay, fine. We could shoot on Wednesday though. They said, no, shoot on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, fine. This is Monday evening. I said, okay, cool. The next day we were ready. We went on set, we shot. We did everything we had to do. They told me when we're done shooting, they told me like, well, we need to drop this before Independence Day. So like if it can't come, they said that when they get back to the UK, it should be ready. I'm like,
They do understand that a flight to the UK is like 5 hours, 30 minutes, right?
I'm like, bro.
It's not like they were flying for like
I'm
12
like, bro,
hours.
I understand, but bro, like this is Ghana. They were like, nah, bro, like you said you could do it. So
At any point, did you see that as a test? Do you think that they were
of
pushing
course.
to
And
test
me, I
to
loved
see?
it. Me, I love the challenge. Me, I love the challenge all the time. Yo, I come from Zaragoza, bro. Like, I come from struggle. Like, there's nothing that I haven't seen. So for me, I was like, whatever way that is gonna work, we'll make it work. And when they flew back, they left they left their creative director here, they left their creative director on grounds to make sure everything is put together. So I was like, okay, fine. If you could do that, that's fine. Because I had to negotiate it with them and let them understand that, like it would need sound effects, it would need this, it would need this, it would need that, it would need this. And these guys work with time. But they were like, nah, they wanted to do it then. They was like, okay, fine.
So this was Tuesday. When was Independence Day?
Independence Day was 6th of March.
Yeah, but this was
It was on a Monday.
This was on a Monday.
Yes,
Okay.
but they wanted it before. So this was on on Wednesday they flew back. On Thursday, on that same Wednesday that they flew back, I went to do my cutaways because I knew that. Because then I had to be strategic. I didn't want to do most of the things I had to shoot whilst they were here.
Yeah.
Because I knew if I'd done that, I would delay time and I'll have overtime. And they don't have time. When they came to the set, they only gave me 2 hours to shoot. And these guys came for 2 hours. They came with a whole national security. Like, they came with the escalates, all of that. They came for like 2 hours and they left. So that's it. Whatever thing they're giving you is what you have to use. And I'm not saying this to like, I'm saying this for me to for you to understand that, like, even as a director, like you go through so much tests, and it equips you to setting kind of standard that you're not used to. Because these are the people who hired me for the work, but these are the people who are like making me understand that, like, bro, like you need to make sure your things are put together. Because when I come, this is my time.
So at this point, did you even discuss like budget?
Oh yes,
money?
obviously with the creative director. So he was like game, everything was like fine.
Okay.
So for me, I knew there was like this was just go time. But this is Ghana we are shooting. You're giving me just 2 hours to be there. They came 2 hours, they left. So I got everything that I had to get, and then I shot the next day. They didn't know I was shooting the next day. I shot the next day, and I shot on Friday too. So on Saturday now, I went to my editor, and I was like, bro, I know you work in a week margin. I understand that, but bro, this one, it needs to go. Like, we need to be on go time. So whilst I was shooting that, I'd already meeting my my editor, and we were like going back and forth with like ideas and putting it together. We'll do it and we'll send it to them, and they said, no, we don't like it this way. We'll like it this way. And then we did it the way they wanted it, but also most of the creative direction was between me and Mikey because it's his story. Yeah. It's not mine. Even though like he wrote it, I wrote it too, but me and him is like sharing like the ideas. So we were like going back and forth with like, edits. And then the moment they confirmed that, now we have to get sound. Bro, we got sound. They said, no, they don't like the sound. And then that was where like we had this was on Saturday night, like at 1 a.m. or something. And we're like going back and forth. We got some guy in the UK who did it and then sent it down. And then when he sent it down, now we have to finish it, put it on, and send it straight to the colorist. Send it to the colorist. He also works in weak margins. Like, this guy has done Whiskey. This guy have done like Burna Boy. I'm like, bro, I know you don't work that way. At
this point, you're on your knees.
I'm like, bro, I know you don't work this way, but bro, you need to like tap in with me. So we did that, and he said, okay, fine. So now we send the footage to him, and then because afterward we did send it to a VFX artist, but him. Now I'm like, I had to put both of them in a group, and then when this one is done, they send it to this guy, and then this guy send it. Now, mind you, we're not sending it over the internet because it's going to take time. So we send it to an Okada guy. So an Okada guy will go pick the...
For those of you who don't know who Okada or what Okada is, it's a bike, people. It's that bike. We're not talking about one of
Bugatti
those...
and all those things.
No. We're talking of pretty much a bike that you think somebody made in a lab. Yes. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So the Okada would go to the colorist, going straight to the VFX guy. The VFX guy was in Medina somewhere, and then the colorist was like in like the other side, opposite. So they would have to be. So we're doing that, but I was on the phone with them. But I was with the creative director throughout the whole process. So me and him will go to the studio, we'll go here, we'll do that, and then when we were finished, we were left with a voiceover. We made Small God do that, and he sent it in, and then we were done by Sunday. Sunday what time? We're done by Sunday midnight. We sent it to the guys, the client, and they were like, yeah, we like it, but there's one part. And then they said the part, and I'm like, yo, this part, that means when we take it out, we'd have to recolor again. And I'm like, guys, because what happened was that we colored it, but it looked too like a commercial. And they were like, nah, like, we're not trying to look like a commercial.
They want it to be raw.
They wanted to feel like a Beast of No Nation type of movie, like a thriller. That is their aesthetic. Their aesthetic is like building momentum, and that's their brand aesthetic. That's how they do their marketing. Like, something is coming. So when you go through all their campaigns, it's always like adrenaline rush. When you look at your film, like when you look at their campaigns, it's always like a film. And I was like, okay, fine. I think I get where they're coming from. So I hit my colorist back, and I was like, bro, like, I like what you did, but let's not make it campaign. Like, let's not make it like a commercial. Let's get that raw feel. So because obviously I edit a lot more than in photography, I edit a lot. Like, I spend more time editing than taking photos. That's what, like, I really do that a lot. So I spend time mostly with my laptop more than like being on the field. So I told him, you know what, like, let's take out the blues, like, let's take out the magenta, let's give more browns, let's do this. He's a colorist, so he understands the language. So I told him da, and he did it once, and he picked. I sent it to them. I sent a screenshot to them for them to review. They say, you like this one? I said, okay, cool. And then now we did it. So now for him, because he had to sleep, and then I had to send it to him in the morning. Because it's midnight. I thought we were done with the project on Sunday morning.
How many hours did that guy sleep for? Because I would just for the
called him. Big shout out to Color Post. Yo, this guy, he was like, Captain. I'm like, bro, I understand. Just do what I'm saying. After we'll go talk. So I called him like I think 4 a.m. I remember where I was at that time. I was in the hotel with the creative director. They were calling this guy. I'm like, bro, we need to get this done. This is what they said they want. Can you do it? He said, okay, fine. And then I hit him up around 4 a.m. and then he woke up and he was like, okay, cool, bro. Okay, fine. Let's do it. So now, because whatever he does, I still need to send it to the VFX guy because now they need to take it off because you can't do it after VFX is like literally the last thing. So we did it and then we sent it to the VFX guy and then we got the thing. I remember at the time we got everything done by 10:15 on Monday morning. I remember where I was. I think I was at the hotel where the creative director was sleeping. So we were at the bar downstairs at Kempinski and we sent it over and they were like, confirm. And I was like, damn.
So is this confirmation point? Is that when the money just hits the bank account?
The money. Oh, you know how this thing. The money
I have no idea, bro.
The money works like obviously like a week time. But for me, I have a production company, so I'm certified. Like all the people that in Ghana is different from the UK, where like you work on a project and you don't pay right away. Like you pay probably in like 30 days, and so in Ghana is like show money, show work, do work. That's how Ghana is. So Ghana. So if you're a business person, you need to have money. Like you need to have money to do things.
So you need to have that initial.
You need to have your initial capital. So for me, I had obviously it's a company, so I had my own capital, or whatever. We invested into it. We made sure we get the proper motion picture we need, and then at 10:15, they confirmed everything was good. 12 a.m. the post was up, and then that was when I was like, thank God.
That's when you went to go and sleep.
That was when I went to sleep. I remember I went down to sleep. The guy flew straight to London that same day, and then I was okay. The job is done now. In 5 days' time, we hit 1 million views. I was like, okay, confirm. And then I got this accolade from Roc Nation because they're the ones that I think they have a distribution deal with them, whatever. I don't know, but they work with them, and then. They told me, oh, this is really, really a good, like, this is different. Like, all the campaigns they've shot, this is, like, really different because this is raw, this is Ghana, this is, like, and it's Independence Day. So, it was just spot on.
Oh, hey, guys. Sorry to interrupt your episode. I hope you can please subscribe, hit that notification button so we can get more and wonderful, incredible guests and you can continue to listen to the Korak podcast. Till then, more thanks. Go back to the episode. Well, let me pick your brain for a few things because if we continue to go down, it's looking like your production company will have to do a movie on you, and especially and just make sure I already have 2 parts I want to play. One, the Okada guy. I want to play that part. So I want to play that Okada guy, and I want to be that guy that doesn't fly back. The creative director, the one that doesn't fly back initially. That's the one I want to be.
Yeah. Nah, that guy. Big shout out to Isaac.
So one of the things that you're very big on is. Ghana is small in terms of country-wise, especially if you're comparing it.
Yeah.
Would you say you've pretty much started? Would you say you're a pioneer in the production business?
No, I wouldn't say that. There's so many of them.
But what do you do that is different?
I think I take the business more serious than the art. And I think what's more different is the model that I use for the business. It's like I can't be stopped. Like, it's like I'm always running. Like, that's the thing for me. And if you don't live it, you will never know it. That's what I'm saying. It's from Zaragoza. It's like, for me, it's like, that is what has helped me. I'm not where I want to be, but I always want to say, like, I want to say that it makes me get perspective because there's so many people in Ghana. Like, there's so many directors. There's so many photographers. There's so many people doing big things, doing exhibitions, doing this. It's fine. But from where I'm from, bro, like, it's different. And that's the mindset. It's just the mindset, bro. It's just the mindset that is different. But for what I'm doing, all of them are doing it too.
So you live in the UK now?
Yeah, I'm in the UK now. Yeah.
You and your queen?
Me and my queen, yeah.
And in terms of being very strong and proudly African, and how do you want to Because you're very strong and you believe that Africans should believe in that heritage.
Yes.
And how do you want to spread that with your work moving forward?
Yeah, so I mean, like, so when I was in Ghana, I was working towards come to the UK because obviously I knew I was coming to the UK. But what?
So you wait 1 second. You actually came to the UK for love.
Oh, I'm here for. Oh, this guy is funny.
We'll clip out this part just for Valentine.
Ah.
Yeah, he just so you came to the anyway. Sorry, clock on. I was this thing. I get
No,
distracted
it's fine,
easily.
it's fine. No, I knew I was gonna come to the UK. But I also had plans laid because even the work that I do, like I understood that like most of my clientele and most of the people that I work with were like it would either be labels from the UK or it would either be like clients from the UK more and all that. So I already knew that it would have been a good alignment. So most of the work that I did made sure it tailored with what is going to happen in the UK and maybe in the next months to come. And I'm just honored that I was able to like get like that recognition from the British Fashion Council. Being recognized as the top 50 new wave creative, and this is 2024. And so it's like it was like the right timing for me to like usher myself in here, for me to like now blend myself with the industry here, because I know London is big, UK is big, whatever. I know that, but also too is like you also always need that right ushering so that you just don't get overwhelmed. Because as creative, we get overwhelmed all the time. It's like when we don't have like a foresight, it's very difficult for us to like know where we're going. So it's like you can be in Ghana and do all the big works you can do, but when you get into another man's land, you may not know, you may not have a foresight, you may not know what to do next. So for me, it's like it's more strategic planning that I did. And when I got this recognition, the first day that I got here was the day that we went for the awards. Like me and my queen, like we went for the awards that day. It was amazing. It was a great experience, bro.
The thing is,
Yeah.
did you feel that you had gone to your peak in Ghana? As in, so
Oh yeah,
one of the best sayings I like in my life is that a roof is a man-made thing.
yeah.
So sometimes we set our limits, and sometimes other people build the roof for us. Did you feel you had gotten to the ceiling in Ghana?
It's so crazy. Me and my queen was having this conversation the other time about Ghana, and she remembered me that there was it was a lot of time that I mentioned that I was kind of tired because it was the same thing, and I felt like I said, you see, I like to juggle, like I like to challenge myself. So for me, I felt like I had done so much in Ghana that I feel like it was tiring to the extent that like even my production company, I have people that work under me that I represent them, like I have like a photographer that works under me that like I get her gigs and then she goes to do it, like, you know what I mean? Like for me to get to that level, it means that I'm getting tired and I'm young too as well. So for me, I'm like, you know what? I think it's best that all my old clients in Ghana and like people that know me, maybe I'd rather pass that opportunities to other people and then I can now go up and do something else. And that is the main reason why I felt like London, I was ready for London more, even though like my queen is here and all that, but I also felt like, like I was, because it was tiring. You get to do, it's not like the same thing, but it's like the same like demographic, it's the same people, it's the same rules, it's the same everything was, and also too, there's so much going on in Ghana. So I feel like I just need that challenge. And for me, I was like, yeah, London, even if it's big, like as big as it is, I don't mind. Like I just want to make sure that at least I'm trying out a challenge somewhere instead of like, being in Ghana. So that's why I'm saying that coming here at the right time, because I could have come last year, but I came this year because I was telling my queen, I'm like, yo, last year, imagine I'd come, like, I don't know how it would have looked like, but I came at the right time because the moment I came was the same time that I had the whole nomination thing, and the British Fashion Awards is the biggest thing out here in terms of fashion. So, like, the big houses were there, like A$AP Rocky, all of them, Rihanna, whatever, everyone was there. So for me, if like it's rare to have that type of opportunity, but it's divine timing too. So it's like you have to be very calculated and strategic for you to be able to pull that off. So for me, that is like, I was in Ghana. I was tired. I'm not gonna lie, I was tired. Like, it was tiring. The jobs didn't come all the time, and it felt, even if it would come December, January, because it's December in Ghana.
That's where everything is happening.
It's not. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not healthy. As a creative, it's not healthy. I feel like as a creative, you want to work more. You want to do more. Like, more commission works and all of that. But it wasn't. So people would be in Ghana, but there was like a lot of struggle. Like, for me, I passed through a lot of struggle. Even though, yeah, I'm a production, whatever. But it was a lot of struggle because it was like the kind of clients that I needed wouldn't come, and the ones in Ghana too, it would be very hard to work with them because most of them are not signed. Most of the artists in Ghana are not signed, so they're pulling things out of their own pocket. So it's different.
It's different, yeah.
Like, it's a different hustle, and I know that because I've seen them. So it's like the international like clients would come, but they would come at the latter part of the year during fall, or maybe whether they'll come during summer, and it's a struggle on
It's
its own.
understandable.
Yeah.
There's a ceiling.
Exactly. So for me, it was like I felt ready for that challenge, and I was like, yeah, like, let's run it up, and then I just took the initiative and then came, and the first day I came, I had that big experience, and since then it's been amazing. Like, because I'm strategic, like, with the things I do. I'm very calculated. Like, I'm always calculating stuff. I'm always like, everything that I want to do is calculated. Like, so for me, it's like that step was important for me.
So I want to go back a little bit and ask you about your exhibits, because I think in this day and age we are a digital generation where we like to look at things on our phones. Talk to us about your first exhibit. Tell us why you wanted to start doing exhibits, because I think it's an amazing thing, but it's very niche because people like to see things on their phone. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I also just boiled back to when I was talking about growing in the things I'm doing. So from being a stylist to a photographer to a producer to a film director, I was like, I look at the kind of pictures I take, fashion pictures, but I was like, it could also look nice in the gallery. Like, what do you think? And there was this friend of mine that, told me, like, yeah, bro, like, you should go for it. You should try it out. Like, you never know. And because the pictures felt different, it didn't now feel like a picture that would be in a magazine. Now it felt like a picture that I feel like, this could be something I could hang in at home. This could be something that a collector can take. And I was like, fine, okay, let's try that out. So I had my first exhibition last 2 years in August, and it was a soft launch. Like, I was just trying to test the waters, and then I did some few exhibition, like one exhibition. It was a group show, and then I did that, and the reception was crazy. Everyone was like, "Damn, this is nice." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I had a friend of mine called Asia Clark. Me and her, I worked on like some projects, and she had a concept, and she was like, she's a hair artist anyway. She's from Toronto, but she's based in Ghana, and then me and her had a conversation about a project that she wanted to do. It was an environmental project called Strands Structures. So, an environmental project about what's happening in Ghana in terms of like the electricity, the water pollution, the land construction problems, the market economy with finances as what's happening in the country. And I was like, this is a really nice idea, but it was artistic because she wanted to use hair to make those kind of art, but then in a way that it can transcend and communicate what's happening in Ghana. And I'm like, this is really brilliant. So she brought the idea. We built the idea for like 5 months. This was the first time working with someone who had a foresight and say, imagine someone come to you to do a project and they tell you, let's take our time to do the project. Let's take 2 years to do the project. I'm like, bro, I'm used to doing things quickly. 2 years? But I was like, she was pregnant while we were doing the project, so I was like, okay, fine. Every month we had to do something. Every month we had to do something. So little by little, we were putting the project together, and then when we're done, now we're like, okay, fine, this is amazing. Now how do we put it out? So we had a Ghanaian show in at a mix in Osu in Ghana, in the first month of 2024, which is January, and it was sold out. It was crazy. Everybody came. We had a whole month exhibition where we had a panel talk where we spoke about the project, and then we also had a hair sculpture, a hair workshop where we brought community women in there to learn how to make hair sculptures, because you see, it's not just hair, but what we're doing is we're trying to use the hair as a medium to talk about what's happening in Ghana, but it's like we connect it. So it's very artistic, but it's like fine art photography. It's very different. And this is like one of my first times. I've always wanted to do like an environmental project, but I always wanted to do it right. So I never done anything that had to do with environmental stuff. I don't do it. So I did that, and then we were like, okay, fine. We did the first exhibition. It was nice. We did a panel talk, and then I went back to my high school that I went to, and then the final year student, I went to the headmistress. I told them, you know what, like I would want the kids to come there, to come to the gallery and then look at the art, because it's an educational project. So they came down there, and that day, God being so good, Sarkodie called me and he was like, yo, bro, like I want to come for your exhibition, bro. I'm like, yeah, bro, come through. I'm gonna come tomorrow though. I said, okay, cool, bro. Let me know when the time you want to come. And then the next day came. I'd already had plans in sending the kids there, which is my high school, like alma mater. So I took the kids there, organized a bus, whatever. It was nice, lunch, everything. Took them there, and then when we were done educating the kids, Sarkodie just pulled out from nowhere. I'm like, bro.
Timing.
I'm like, bro. What? You said you're gonna come tomorrow, and he was like, bro, I was in town. I felt like it would be good to just pass by, and I was like, cool, why not? Because before my exhibition in December, I had done his exhibition for him. I was part of the team that curated his. He did an exhibition to talk about being in a game for 11 years, and I was part of the team that curated the experience. Was beautiful. It's nothing seen before. Ghana hasn't done nothing like that. This was beautiful. This is like an artist who understands branding and like what I mean, have that niche. Like, he did this exhibition, it was beautiful. He had his first outfit that he used for his first performance. He had his it was beautiful. Like, it was amazing. His family was there, it was beautiful. So we created a whole space. So that same space was what I used for my exhibition. So he came, it was amazing. The kids it was crazy. We went back, the headmistress, they were like, nah, like, this is amazing. This is nothing we've seen before. This is really amazing. And then afterwards, we were like, you know what? The show, because of the time we did it, a lot of people were asking, because we had a lot of diaspora people in, and they were like, nah, we need to take it out. And okay, fine, we need to do Canada. So we did the Toronto show. It was crazy. It was really packed. We did that, and then afterwards we were like, my collaborator, which is Asia Clark, she got pregnant again, so she had to
These husbands.
Oh no, come on,
Just not allowing this woman
she
work.
She was pregnant again, so now we had to slow down. And then, but it was good, because then I had to also use that time to also polish myself, focus on myself, and prepare for London, because if I had just gone boom, 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 it would have been difficult for me to even focus on my own self, because I'm not just doing the arts, I'm also doing other things. So I'm a creative business, so I'm I need to be very strategic. So when she was out, when we're out, doing anything exhibition, I was focusing on London. And then now we have our exhibition next month in Amsterdam on the 22nd.
What's the name of the exhibition?
It's called Strands and Structures.
Strands and Structures,
Yes.
and this is going to be in Amsterdam.
Oscar Museum. It's going to be 22nd February to 28, and it's gonna be amazing, because it's the third time, and it feels different. We're gonna have so much fun and experience. And
Are we going, Blessing?
That's the question I was going to ask.
No.
Now
See,
that-
this is how we do this thing.
Okay, go ahead.
don't look at him.
Yeah.
Don't look at him. But let him hear what we're saying.
Yeah.
Are we going?
I think we have to go.
Do you know somebody that can get us in?
I think I know someone that can get us in.
You think so?
Sarkodie? I know someone.
Sarkodie? No, we don't know Sarkodie, but we know
but
someone.
I know a captain.
Yeah. Oh, you know. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. If Captain is listening to us,
yeah.
Captain, you better let us in. I will kidnap your queen.
Not me.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Nah,
Man,
it's
this
amazing.
is your footsteps have been amazing. It's very,
Thank you.
it's inspiring. It's motivational.
Thank you very much.
Because coming all the way from Zaragoza,
Yes.
you know, and then you're a typical example of, you know, they say luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
And you took hold of your opportunities really well. And
Yeah.
you're building and you're growing and you're hustling.
Yeah.
Is there before? I mean, we can talk forever, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure you need to be
I'm
on your
da-
move
oh, most
at some
definitely.
point. But congratulations with everything that's happening.
Thank you.
Before we go on, we'll have a few more questions. But this is the point where BK Creative throws in a question that catches
Okay.
you from nowhere.
Do you know what? It's difficult to ask a question because I think just hearing the story has been amazing.
Thank you.
But my question to you, actually, now I think about it, I do have a question.
Mm.
You have such a hustler's mentality,
Mm.
and you're always on go mode.
Mm.
So, what does success look like for you? Because as someone that's always looking to the next thing, what is there ever going to be a point where you sit back and say, you know what, I've done it now. I can chill with my queen. I can chill with the future kids or the kids if
Yeah.
they're there. We don't know. But like
This guy have
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can take it.
So
Queen, I hope you're ready.
What is that? Will there ever be that point? Have you already seen that, or is it just I'm gonna be hustling until the day I meet my maker?
It's it's a very big question, but also too what I know from my dad and what I learned is, you know, success is different from hustling, because success is fulfillment. Hustling is trying to get up, to always go, whether it works or not. It's two different things. But what success, you know, means to me is being able to, you know, think about what I'm doing as not the means to make money or be it the me, because why would you want to hustle? You want to hustle because you want to make money, or you want to hustle because you want to finesse something, you want to do something. But success is being able to be in your comfort zone and not think about like any worry. Of course, there are worries. A lot of worries could come in life. It could be health worries. It could be, you know, money worries. It could be family worries. It could be, you know, social worries, whatever. But for me, success is like you not being able to think about none of that and being able to like create. Because the fact that if I'm 60 years or I'm 70 years, God bless me with 70 years or 80 years or 85 or 75, I could still be doing filmmaking. I could still be doing movies. But it's like I'm comfortable. I'm in a space where I'm not getting up every day to go make money. Like I'm not juggling like the way I was to this day. Like every day you gotta wake up 5 a.m. logged in. That's what we're doing. You know, it's 8 a.m. you at the gym. You working out to get your mind right. You're back 12 p.m. You checking emails. You talking to like your assistants. You talking to this. You talking to this. How is it going? That's hustle. That's you trying to get the grind up. But success, when you succeeded, doesn't mean you don't still go to the gym. You go, but it's like it's your own times. You're not living for nobody. But like right now, like we need to get ourselves up. We need to get our cream up. So it's like we're always trying to do something. We're not trying to sleep too much. We're trying to always keep grinding. We're trying to do too much. We're trying to make sure like we're trying to stock up. So for me, success is when you don't have to think about those things. You just have to just work out. I could say, oh, hey, where are you? hey, I'm in Monaco right now. Like, I'm in a gym. Or maybe I'm in some restaurant somewhere in, like, Greece somewhere. But, how's the work going? Okay, everything good, right? How's the family going? And to me, success is when, like your kids and like your family can be around you more. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to not be around even your kid's birthday, being around because you have to hustle. You understand what I mean? Like it's for you to be able to be present. It's like you're around. It's like that's success for me. For me, that's what I see that for. And I think that day needs to come because like the struggling has been so much that for me is like I want to get to a level where like time needs to work for me, not me work for time, not me work for like what we're doing. I need to be able to be somewhere in Japan somewhere, and then they're doing their job and they're telling me that, hey, what's up, like what's going on, and someone is checking someone, and you know what I mean, agents is working, lawyers are working, and this is working, and I'm just with my family, or I'm just looking at art or looking at some stuff somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like south of France doing numbers, doing some things, you know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what success is for me. Not being able to use your time that you have to do things on your own, but using your time very well and like making other people use their time to make things for you. You get what I mean? For me, that's the major key. You get me?
Well, it is all good, regardless, and hopefully with the way things are moving, and you will find that success where you can sit down in Japan and the south of France, and all these wonderful places, and the family shall be there. But definitely. I have two more questions, and then we can round up.
For sure.
First of all, Captain, where did that name come from?
High school. That's the popular name.
Captain.
Everybody in Ghana knows that name.
Everybody in Ghana.
Like, I mean, like my kind of people.
Go, hello, hi, are you in Ghana? Yeah,
you can search
Captain?
it. Yeah, it was Captain Christian. That was the name. Captain Christian Carter. That was the name in high school. Like, and they just gave me that name and it's locked in. Everybody knows me as that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And with all the wonderful clients you have worked with, and the different people, Tems, I think personally, your best client is Tems. That's just me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just let her know that I said so.
Nah, that's amazing.
Because just make sure you let her know.
I mean, that could also work too, because I really love Tems too as well. Like my queen loves Tems.
Trust me, you or your queen don't love her as much as I do.
Jay has a weird obsession with Tems.
No, don't make it sound like that, man. She's not going to come here now.
But it's not
come here with security.
It's not like.
What if she pulls up?
Yeah, Jay.
If you ever want to see me, I'm a guy that usually never short with words. I can always talk from now to tomorrow. But if Tems comes around, my good God.
Quiet.
This guy went for Tems concert, and then he sent me clips.
This guy was clicking my phone.
Send me clips.
I'm
like, are you there? Where exactly are you there? Take a picture. Yeah, Tems. But who would you say has been the most fulfilling person to work with?
I mean, that you mentioned Tems, I think it's just about, I loved, like Tems was one of the people that I worked with, but I enjoyed it. Reason why I'm saying I enjoyed it is not about obviously shooting her. It was that I got to meet her mom, and I showed my art to her mom. Her mom is intelligent. For those people who don't know, her mom is really intelligent. She's up. She's got a PhD. She's up though. So for her, me and her had a conversation. It was long. Like I was supposed to shoot Tems, and I met her mom there, and then we just bumped into a conversation. We started talking about education. We started talking about like environmental stuff. She's really into environmental projects. So my project was like, when I told her about it, because I wanted to do my exhibition, and it was so bad. Like even my collaborator was mad at me because I didn't invite her mom, and I'm like, yo, I didn't know she was still in town, but she was in town. She told me she was still in town. I was like, yo, her mom. So for me, being able to meet a client and chop it up with their family, and that is why I cherish Sarkodie more, because the wife knows me, the kids know me, you know what I mean? And it's like now you've upgraded from just being a client and just sending emails and that, but being able to like, obviously like build, you know what I mean? Now it becomes
You're
like
now-
a family
You're
thing.
now part of the family.
Exactly. So for Tems, like, oh, it's amazing. Her mom's birthday came. She like, you know what I mean? Like the manager texted me, like assistant texted me. He was like, yo, Tems' mom is like in Accra, but yo, we're trying to get her like a birthday cake and then flowers, whatever. But I know like you're busy and all of that. Like, would want you to get someone to do it. I'm like, yo, what? Like I could do that. I know, like the mom is amazing. I would want to do that. Why not? And I did that. And that was like one of the things that obviously is not. Somebody from the outside would look at that as like, damn, like, why would you do that? But for me, I'm like, bro, when you meet people who are educated and they are smart and they are up and they understand and you're able to get close to them, that alone is a blessing. And that's what I wanted to do.
I understand. It sounded like you just described me. But thank you very much. Yeah, up, educated, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
No PhD, but
No,
all
it's
good.
it's important.
just
It's
saying.
important. You just get to. It makes you understand and learn more. So my best experience with anyone I've worked with recently, I'll definitely say it's Tems though, because of the knowledge I got afterwards. It's like her mom really like spoke to me.
I
we
like
spoke-
good people. I like good
Like
people.
we spoke and then I'm like, damn, like I was just here to shoot your daughter, but damn, like we're talking about environmental things, we're talking about climate change, and these are the things that is not regular. Like you're just there to do a job and leave. But it's like even afterwards, like she hitting me up and saying, hey, like, you know, the birthday thing, and I went to meet her mom again and then give her and I'm like, damn, like this is a good solid you know, relationship that we're building, and in the future it could turn into something, and it's just amazing, you know. So currently, right now, I'll say it's Tems though, most definitely.
All good, sir. All good. Thank you very much for coming
No,
on
no,
Korak.
thank you
It
for-
has been
thank you
an
for
absolute
having me.
pleasure. We have seen the world of photography
Thank
and
you.
art and creative process in a very
Thank
different
you.
light. And of
Thank
course,
you.
we continue to support on your journey. Hopefully,
Thank you.
we would follow you on your journey,
Thank you.
starting in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll be there,
and
we'll
we
be
will
there.
be there. There'll be some weird guy just taking pictures.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
And they're bad photos.
You know
as
who
well.
invited you? Oh, you don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
you- I'm Captain's brother. don't you see the beards? I'm
Ah,
Captain's
it
brother.
connects. I understand.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
I will
you
continue to
too.
be in touch. This is just the beginning, and hopefully we
Yeah.
pray that you actually get that success.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Captain Christian Sant.
Thank you.
And of course, we shall see you people later. And for now, it is goodbye from BK Creative.
I'll see you guys in the next one.
Well, people, understanding that motivation is a reason, inspiration is desire. And we've actually just spoken to a man that has both. From Zaragoza to the world, people.
Yeah, and also like the last thing I'll just say before we even close is the people like in Ghana, like my people in Ghana, like, and even anywhere, anyone else, you know, in any part of the world, like, yo, you gotta, like, you need to grind, like, you need to, like, you just need to grind, like, you need to understand that, like, you need to use what you're going through as a fuel to get to where you want to go to. You know, like, I know people are so discouraged right now because there's so much social media microwave going on right now, and people are so like uninspired and all of that. But I always say, like, you need to use the fuel, the hunger. Like, that hunger is what you need, and that is what a lot of people don't have. Like, a lot of people don't have that hunger, even though they're going through stuff. Like, they don't know that they could use that as a fuel. So I always say, like, use that fuel, that hunger as a fuel to, like, get to yourself, you know, push yourself to where you want to go. Because what I always say is that life is just like it's like you going through a journey, like you in a car going to somewhere. It's like whilst you're driving, there's gonna be like rain, you know what I'm saying? Like whilst you're driving, there's gonna be rain, there's gonna be sunny days too. There are gonna be days where there's gonna be dust, you know, because you're going to a journey, you're going somewhere. There are gonna be even places where your car could even wreck up. Your engine might even, you know, and you might have to stop in the middle of nowhere and then check it up. And someone might even help you and say, oh, you need something? You need fuel? Or maybe you need to push it to the gas station close by or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that's how I see life. So it's for you to, it's sometimes it's a journey, but also too, like, what makes it amazing is there's never an ending to it. It's a long journey, and you need to enjoy, because whilst you're in the car, whilst you're feeling that, you're gonna eat, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna like you're gonna think about what you're going through. So the process is what needs to fuel you, because you can't get stuck there. You can't just be there, and that's where people are right now, like in the world. Like people are where they are. They just they're so depressed and they just where they are, and they're like, nah. But bro, like the moment you stay there, day and night will keep going, because the car is still packed and you're still in the car, and everyone is moving. And I'm not saying you need to move with everyone, but time is going too. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stay in the car and just do nothing, or you're gonna push the car to like the nearest mechanic or the nearest gas station? So it's like, or the nearest help. So reaching out to people, you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like, bro, like you need to juggle, you need to network with people, you need to connect with people. Like I met Blessing through my Queen's best friend, and like we chopped it up. He liked my vibe. He said, yo, I got a podcast coming. I'm like, yeah, bro, like let's do it. I've been in London for a month now. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like it's important for me because I need to get my story up. So it's just about being able to understand and have foresight and know where you're going. Because when you're in the car and you have a foresight, you know where you're going. The moment anything happens, it's easy because you know where you're going. So you even want to make sure that you get help to make sure the car keep running. And that's why I just want to say to people out there, like, just keep going, man. Like always, like.
BK Creative, thank you for being the sat nav for this man and bringing him to the Korak podcast. Once again, people, it's goodbye from BK Creative.
See you guys in the next one.
Yeah, goodbye from Beak Scent, Christian Scent himself,
Bless.
Captain.
Bless.
I am MC Sabi Boy. More things.